Hello everyone, Alex back here, and today I'm gonna give you all my opinion on the Feral Druids and what playstyle I like the most. I have actually tried all the fucking playstyles you can find, and I'm gonna go over each talent as fast as possible and showing you some easy rotations and how to manage your. What the fuck? Let's just leave that queue. I'm I'm not gonna do the fucking battleground right now. So yeah, I am just gonna show you some easy rotations and how to manage your bleeds in a 2v2 situation. I'm just gonna use dummies here. I'm not gonna show you any arena footage, so don't expect that. But it shouldn't be necessary anyway. So just keep watching, and you will learn everything there is to learn about Feral Druids. Alright, so first off, I am actually not going to start with the first talent. I'm just going to tell you guys, Incarnation, the Incarnation playstyle is, I find, the most enjoyable. So that is what I recommend for you guys to play as. I'm going to go more into depth with that in a minute, but this whole playstyle with the talents and the honor talents is based on these three talents here. So keep that in mind. Some of the talents here might be better if you choose to go Savage Raw Feral, but I'm gonna explain everything. So first off, we have the Blood Scent and the Lunar Inspiration. Now, the Lunar Inspiration I find to be the most enjoyable actually, because it gives you some range ability. And now, just to compare it to you guys, a Shred does 72k damage, and our Moonfire, which we can use from afar, does 71, no actually, sorry, 36, so it's half the damage pretty much, but still it is usable from afar, and it will grant you a combo point, the same way Shred does, of course. It is cheaper to use, and it does a lot more bleed damage, so it is really a great ability to have when you want to have as many bleeds up as possible. So it's really hard to compare these two spells, because Blood Scent, it doesn't have specific figures when comparing the damage. But the reason Blood Scent is so good is because when you pop Incarnation, you are gonna use Shred a lot. You're gonna use Shred all the time, because you already have your bleeds up at this time when you pop Incarnation. So it's just Shred, Ferocious Bite, Shred, Ferocious Bite. So therefore the Blood Scent, which makes it so that you have 10% increased critical strike, will actually grant you a lot more combo points, because your Shred will crit all the fucking time. So in that sense, it might actually be better to go with the Blood Scent. But if you know you're gonna be kited, or you know that you are gonna kite, the Moonfire is really fucking great. And also, as I previously said, it is a great bleed to have on top of your other bleeds. So if you have two targets you want to put pressure on, just Moonfire both of them. I promise you that will give you a lot more damage in the back than the Blood Scent will. Also, the Blood Scent is really only good when paired with the Incarnation, I find. So yeah, I enjoy the Lunar Inspiration most of the time, but sometimes Blood Scent might be chosen. It depends on the comp. Alright, so next up, here we have a few talents here. The Wild Charge is absolutely the best, it really fucking is. Displacer Beast might be somewhat better at closing the gaps, but keep in mind that Wild Charge only has half the cooldown, so you can use this a lot more frequently, and therefore I find it to be a lot better. And also you can use it to do a different number of things. In the bear form, which we are going to use because we have the Guardian Affinity, you can also choose to charge, which will immobilize them, which may be really good at just keeping them in place and making it possible for you and your buddy to just burst him down. So for the next one, Guardian Affinity and Restoration and Balance Affinity here, I usually played with the Restoration Affinity, but I found that most people actually says that you don't have enough mana to use these heals anyway, but that is not what I have found. I don't find it in any way to be a problem managing your mana with these heals, but I just find that the Guardian is a lot better, because you can just go into bear form, you can pop your Iron Fur, which we are also going to go over here in a minute, and you are going to take absolutely no damage. And if you have a healer with you, it is going to be really easy for him to heal you while you are still doing some damage, and and definitely not taking any damage. Almost, of course. You are gonna take some damage, but it's really nothing. It's really small amount of damage. So the restoration, I actually play with the warrior, so the restoration is really strong, but the only thing that I actually use is the Ysera's gift, because most of the time I am gonna get focused, just because I'm a fucking feral, and I have an easy time just kiting them and running away, but there is no reason for me to cast these spells when I have my regrowth. I find that the Guardian Affinity here with the reduced damage taken will just give me a huge advantage compared to the restoration here. The healing is not that good. It is much better to have the thick hide buff and the Iron Fur ability. Now that we are at it, let's just go here and try to kill something. So when you're in bear form, your main goal is to actually, before going into bear form, you gotta make sure that you have your bleeds up on the target, and also that you don't go into bear form unless you are actually getting focused and bursted. So if your opponents are just popping everything, go into bear form, and just do a really large amount of damage. Let's go on this guy instead. So just keep swapping between these 4 abilities here. Of course, Enrage Maul is priority number 1, unless you need health. Then the Iron Fur and the Friendship Regeneration will be a lot better to use. But the Maul is the one you want to use if you want to deal some damage. But focus using the Iron Fur and the Frenzied Regeneration so that you can go into cat form as soon as possible. Because we can't just expect that we deal more damage in the bear form. We don't. Don't lie to yourself. The cat form is a lot better at dealing damage, so the bear form should only be used if you're really getting focused. And don't want to try to survive by healing yourself and getting off your 5 combo points so that you can cast all the rerolls that you must to keep alive. It's much more enjoyable just to play it safe and go into bear form, deal some damage and survive. And most of the time they're just gonna switch to your arena partner, and you can go into back into cat form and just get that damage in. Now for the next one, Mighty Bash is probably the number 1 choice. I can never think of any reason to pick the other 2. Maybe Typhoon if you're up against a target. For an example, a Warlock would be really good to have Typhoon against, because when they cast Chaos Bolt, it's actually really strong to Typhoon them a second before they get off the Chaos Bolt. But at the same time, you know, Mighty Bash, it's a lot better, because 5 seconds is better than just 3 seconds of cast time wasted for them. So Mighty Bash is the go-to choice here. Now for the next one, Soul of the Forest, we won't even look at, it's terrible. Savage Roar, and actually all these talents here, they go together. Savage Roar, if you want that, you really need Elune's Guidance, because when you open up, you have to have your Savage Roar active. And if you want to have your Savage Roar active before opening and still being in stealth, you need the Elune's Guidance to get 5 combo points. It's actually a really strong opener. It really is. So it might be a good choice, and afterwards you will gain 8 combo points over 8 seconds. And apart from that, you will also have your Brutal Slash, which is really strong against 2 melees, because you will be able to deal damage to both of them. And it's not just a teeny tiny amount of damage. It's a lot of fucking damage. It's probably one of your strongest abilities. No, actually it's not. I don't know. It's a really good burst ability. So it might be viable to choose. But again, Bloodtalon, it's really fucking fun to play with. And I will show you in a minute how to play with it. But yeah, before we do that, let's go to the honor talents. I haven't unlocked everything, as you can see. But of course, the first one here, I would go with just the Trinket most of the time, unless you know that you're gonna get crowd controlled, but it really depends on the partner you have. If you have a healer, you're probably not gonna get CC'd, but if you're playing against someone who's really squishy, I don't know who it would be, but some class that people focus a lot. It would be pretty good to have this, because you know that you are gonna get CC'd. For the next one, Sparing is the go-to if you play against melees. Otherwise, I really don't know. You don't have a lot of healing, but if you're playing with a healer, hardiness might be a really good choice, because most of the time you can go into bear form and just keep yourself up over 80% health. At the same time you're getting healed, of course, and it will actually make it a lot more easy to survive, especially in 3v3s. If you're getting focused, but your healer can still manage to keep you at full health, which isn't gonna happen a lot, but it might happen if you have a really strong healer and you know that people tend to focus you a lot. Hardiness is the go-to, but otherwise just go with the reinforced armor. It gives you a lot of health, and actually, I mean, look at this fucking health. I don't have a lot of equipment, a lot of gear, but you can get some crazy amount of health, and it looks really fucking cool, and it scares your opponents, so they're gonna shit their pants before you have even engaged in combat. So yeah, reinforced armor is the coolest one, but sparing is necessary when you play against melees. So for the next one, Thorns is really fucking fun. It's like a small karma for druids, so it's probably not gonna work in the higher brackets. I mean in the higher ratings, but sometimes you might actually have people bursting you while having Thorns active. And if you go into bear form, if you're dying and go into bear form, pop your iron fur and your Thorns, they are gonna take a lot of damage. They really are. Not more than they would if you were in cat form, but the point is you're not gonna take a lot of damage, and they are gonna take a lot of damage. Otherwise, it's just great if you're getting focused and they have popped everything they have, while your healer is miles away. They have to change target, otherwise they're gonna get wrecked. The Protect of the Groove might be good. I am playing with a warrior, so it's really good to having that extra heal and that crit heal every single time, almost 50% of the time. But Tooth and Claw, I get focused all the fucking time, and I mean maximum health increased by 15%, and the damage increased. Also having the enraged maul, oh my god, this is fucking crazy. I promise you, this is crazy. Alright, so here the Malorn's Swiftness is probably the go-to choice if you want to kite, because as I have said 1,000 times already, I get focused a lot in my comp, so I have to get away, and Malorn's Swiftness is great at doing so. You can get away really easily. Freedom of the Herd is also really good if you play against a warrior. No, with a warrior or some other class that has a tough time with the roots and the snares. It is a great way to get him out of them, and just getting some burst. So you could choose that one if you know that your partner is getting focused and he is having a hard time getting out of roots and snares. This is the one to go with. Otherwise, Savage Momentum is really good if you just want to make some crazy damage, and you know you're not gonna get focused, and you know that Freedom of the Herd is not gonna do any good because you're playing with I don't know, a rogue or some shit that can get out of anything, or a mage. I mean, yeah, Savage Momentum might be the choice. And here, the Enraged Maim is really underrated. It is fucking crazy. Having that incapacitate every 6 seconds on a fucking healer is crazy. It's really crazy. So if you're playing against the healer, no doubt go with the Maim. In 3v3, King of the Jungle paired with Incarnation is really good because you can easily get your bleeds active on 3 targets and just run around refreshing your bleeds and doing crazy AoE damage that way. That's actually a really good choice. Now for mages and other people who can get out of your roots or dispel them, other druids for example, Earthen Grasp is really good, especially against mages, because they can't get out of it, but apart from that, they can't hit you either. Their fucking chance to hit is reduced by 80%. That is crazy. So go ahead and do that if you're playing against the mage and another comp. It's really good. But at the same time, Maim is also really crazy. It really comes down to who you're gonna focus. Are you gonna focus the partner to a mage? Go to Earthen Grasp to keep that mage away from you. Are you focusing? No. Are you up against a healer of any kind? Just go with the fucking Maim. I mean, it's crazy. The Grasp might be good. against the healer as well, but most of the time if you're playing against a ranged DPS and the healer will still be able to heal him, and he can just run over to the healer and stay there, and the second the healer comes out of the root, he can just pop some crazy heals. So yeah, the enraged main might actually be the go-to choice at the healer, but it comes down to every situation and what you prefer. I actually don't know what is the best, and I also don't know if the chance to hit reduces the chance to heal as well. I don't think it does. No, it actually doesn't, so therefore the Enraged Maim is best if you want to CC a healer. Alright, so for the last one, Ferocious Wound is the fucking go-to talent. It's insane. I mean, it's an instant 25% damage spell. It really fucking is. So go ahead and choose that one. It is the best, no doubt. Alright, so let's get going here. So I already told you the bear form what the tactic is. Just do some fucking damage, prioritize them all if you want to deal damage. Otherwise just switch between these 4 spells. And if you're getting attacked and you need some shields, pop your Iron Fur and use the rest of your rage to get some healing. Of course, only if you're getting focused, otherwise it's not healing a lot. But it will heal a lot if you're getting bursted. So a good idea is actually to let yourself take a little bit of burst and just Iron Fur it, and then just start healing. That's a really good comp. Alright, so another rotation I want to show you really fucking quickly. It's already a really long video. So what you want to do when applying bleeds to targets. In 2v2 it's really important you keep bleeds up on both targets. It will deal a lot of pressure. So what you want to do is of course start out in stealth. And then you want to start off with the rake. It's an instant free stun. So you start off with that and you get 5 combo points and just pop the Ferocious Bite. This is your main target now, also because you opened on him, of course. Because now he has the debuff with reduced health, so that will make it a lot easier to burst. So let's just do that. We rake, we get 5 combo points as quickly as possible, and we Ferocious Bite. Now what we want to do is actually get another 5 combo points, and we can use our Target Fury to help us with that. Otherwise Incarnation might be popped already, but I recommend waiting. So now we heal ourselves, boom, and we have our Bloodtalons here, and we want to use it on Rip and our Rake. Otherwise Ashermane's Fury is really good to use it on as well. I don't know if it scales with damage. I think it does. We have to test that. I will do that in the end of the video. And now you have your bleeds up, of course. You have some more combo points. You switch target, rake, and no, actually, sorry. I'm confused here. So we have our bleeds up, and we want to get our bleeds onto the next target. So what you want to do is actually, no, fuck that. I'm way too slow. Let's begin from the start here. All right. So let's get all these away. All right. So let's get out of combat. I'm gonna do this really fast because it requires you to be really fucking quick on your hands. So here we go, rake. Get our combo points up early, boom. We keep going here. We only have 8 seconds to get these. Therefore the Tiger's Fury is necessary, but we did it anyway. And now rip and rake. And now what you want to do, oh, that was way too early. Fuck that. I used it way too early. I have it on reflex. So now you have 5 combo points. What you want to do is switch targets, pop your regrowth, and just rip, rake, get back. Easy peasy. So let's just do that one more time. So you have 5 combo points, you have your regrowth, pop it, switch targets, rake, shred. No, I'm rip, rake, and just switch back. This will put a huge amount of pressure on your target. And when you have your bleeds up on both targets, you can pop your Incarnation. You already have a lot of pressure on both of your enemies. So the Incarnation would just add up. It will be way too much for your enemies to handle. So yeah, that is the rotation that I recommend, and I really agree with all the choices I've made and all the choices I have presented with to you. I really find these to be the best, and I think a lot of people will agree with me. But let's just before we end the video, let's test the Ashmane's Frenzy. Alright, so we start off here, getting our opener, and bam. Now let's fucking see. Heal up. Let's see if the Ashmane's Fury will deal more. Holy fucking shit, it deals a lot more damage. It definitely does. It definitely fucking does. So I definitely recommend using your Ashmane's Fury at the start with a rip, and then just having a normal rake up. No need for the Bloodtalons to proc when using the rake. You can do that the next time, because Ashmane's Fury will not be available the next time you put bleeds up. So prioritize Ashmane's Fury with the Bloodtalons over your rake. So Rip and Ashmane's Fury are the two most important spells to be using with the Bloodtalon's talent. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you have anything that you want to tell me about anything here in the video, or if you want to educate me on some of the choices I've made, please feel free to do so. And please like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for more content in World of Warcraft, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.